Hello, Mario. Just check my sound, and then we'll get underway. So, if you're there and you've got a problem that you want me to have a look at, just let me know in the comments there, or what have you. And yeah, we're going to get underway pretty soon. I'm just checking on my phone here, just to see what's happening. Let me know in the comments there. Yeah, we're gonna. Looks like everything's good. So sounds good. Right. So well, last night, it was last night. Yeah, we had a bit of an interesting one there where ChatGPT suggested something that was a few steps ahead of where we're at, and I have to admit I wasn't quite prepared for it, and yeah, didn't really want to go into it, but so we sort of had to pull back a bit. But here we are, we've got this little linear equation here, and we're going to make x the subject of 4y equals, better put some glasses on here, I think. 4y equals 2x plus 8 equals 2x plus 8. And what we have to do is to make x the subject of the equation. So what I would do here is I would subtract 8 from both sides, and as you can see, that would move the 8 over to that side as negative 8. Change the side, change the sign as something oft said, and it would leave 2x on its own here. Typically when we make something the subject of a equation or a formula, we have that on the left hand side and then the formula on the right. So we'll get this bit first done here. So we get 4y minus 8 equals 2x plus 8 minus 8. So we can see that plus 8 minus 8 gets rid of the 8 on the right hand side, and then it becomes negative 8. So we get 4y minus 8 equals 2x. Now, as I said, usually we want the subject, so we can just swap them around. I mean, it doesn't matter how we do it. So we can say 2x equals 4y minus 8. Still equal. It's no problem like that. Now then we're going to divide by 2. So 2 there. Now just point to note is that 2 goes into everything on that side. We're dividing the whole side by 2. So that means that we're going to get, that's going to cross out there, and that will give us x. And then the 2 can go into, has to go into there and there. So we get y minus 2y minus 4. Okay, 4y divided by 2 is 2y, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So we must divide both of them by 2. All right, and that's our answer there. X equals 2y minus 4. That's our answer. So, okay, let's see what we got. We got x equals 2y minus 4. Great. Let's check it step by step. So we get 4y minus 8 equals 2x. And like that, x equals 2y minus 4, which is what we got. Spot on. You absolutely nailed it. Clear, correct and tidy. Let's keep that momentum going. Next question, with something like turning equations into y equals mx plus c form, or exploring how this links to graphing. You're building a great foundation. So yes, that is the next sort of thing that we're looking at, really, with the linear equations, and that is, as I mentioned the other night, that they're called linear equations, and that refers to the fact that they're a graph of a straight line. And you'll see that ChatGPT has mentioned there y equals mx plus c, and y equals mx plus c. Now this is one form of a standard sort of straight line equation. There are other forms as well. So you can have something like ax plus by equals c, or something like that is also another sort of form, but this is the most common standard form for a straight line, and that's certainly the one that I'm remembered of. So we know that any equation that's in that format is in the form of a straight line. So, and the idea of plotting the line is there also. So now we need to just get an idea, a little idea of graphing things there. What happened there? All right. So let's get a little bit of an idea around graphing, and that is that we draw here our Cartesian plane, and this is 0, okay, and typically we have nice little, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the x-axis going that way, and then up here this is the y-axis. It's in that direction, y-axis. Now, so what happens over here, this is the negative x, part of the x-axis. So that would be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And so that is our axis, or it's called the Cartesian plane. It's a flat plane. And so on that plane we can determine any point exactly. So let's say, for instance, if we took a point that was over here, like that there, and that point, now we show the x first, so its x value is 4, and we put that in a bracket, and then we put that like that, 4, 3. So that would be the point 4, 3. Remember, our coordinates are always in the form x, comma, y. Okay. Yeah. So if we had a point over here, this point here, that would be the point -4, 2. X is always first, and then y. We could have a point down here. This point here would be -2, -4. Okay, and we could have a point over here. And this would be 2, -3. And using this system, we can define any point on the Cartesian plane. Okay, any point. There's decimals, and these go on, you know, that goes to -infinity or whatever. This goes here. There's all of the numbers there, so any point can be defined on this Cartesian plane. Now, if we then draw a line, like that, you can see that there'd be various points on the line, or the line is a series of points. So we can, we can find any point on the line and define it in the Cartesian plane. And so what the thing is that this graph back up here, this y equals mx plus c, that will define a straight line. So y is the x value. No, sorry, y is the y value, and x is the x value, and m is the slope of the graph. And, well, it's actually the increase in y over the increase in x, the slope, m. Now this graph here, this particular graph here has a slope. If we look at the slope, we can see that it's got a slope of the y is 1, and so if we go from here, it's going up 1, which is positive 1, and across 1. So in this case here, for this graph here, m equals 1 over 1, which equals 1. And c is the constant term, but it's also the y-intercept. The y-intercept. In this case here, it's -1. So c is the -1, is the y-intercept. Yep, which is -1. There's the y-intercept there on that graph. So what we have here is a graph of y equals 1x minus 1. Now we don't need to show the 1, so y equals x minus 1. And what you'll find is that any point on that graph it adheres to that formula, that little pattern. So if we look here at the point 4,3, which is on the graph, so we could say here when x equals 4, y equals x minus 1, which is 4 minus 1 equals 3. Therefore, might be running out a bit of room there. Therefore, and I'll write it down here so that we can see it. Therefore, the point therefore 4,3 is on the graph, or the line. So we're able to say that graphs in this form, y equals mx plus c, make straight lines. Okay, right, now let's see. So that was y equals x minus 1. So let's just pop up to here a bit, and I'll draw up another Cartesian plane here, just to see there, and 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so let's have a look and see how these lines develop. So if we say y equals x minus 1, that's the graph, and we're going to draw it. Okay, so one of the things we do is we do what we call a table of values. Table of values. So I'm going to start here with so this will be the x value. So let's go 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So these are the x values. And then in here we can go y equals x minus 1. Okay, so 3 minus 1 is 2. I didn't lock that in. That's better. Okay. I think it is. Right, so 3 minus 1 is 2. That's going to sort that out. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. And negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. So these give us the coordinates. We've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3, 2 is there. 2, 1 is there. 1, 0 there. 0, negative 1 there. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 2, negative 3, negative 3, negative 4. And so there we have our graph. We could 4, 3 would be on there, and 5, 4. And so that would be our graph. Y equals x minus 1. And we can see that is in the form, okay, if we say that's in the form y equals mx plus c, we can say that m equals 1, c equals negative 1. Okay, so that's the how we can draw that graph and how it's related to the various pairs. Now, that brings us to, let's just have a look at something more about that, and see what we can do. We don't seem to have anybody in the live yet. We've yet to have a customer, but it's still showing those. Right, so let's move up one here, and so one of the skills that we need to develop is to be able to recognize these graphs without too much bother, nice and easy. So let's have a little bit of a look, and I'm going to look at this equation here, y equals x. Y equals x. Well, is that in the form y equals mx plus c? Is it in that format? What is it? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes, it is. It is. I can say that y is y. X, m in this case is 1. And the y-intercept, or the constant term, is 0. So I could draw, we need to make maybe a little distinction here between draw, which sort of means accurately plot the graph. So plot it, and sketch is a diagram. So it doesn't have to be accurate. So we can sketch y equals x. So here's our Cartesian plane, and when we sketch it, we just show the bare minimum, really. So we know that y equals x. The slope, m equals 1, and that equals 1 over 1. So we can, and the y-intercept, or the c, is 0. So it goes through 0, and it has a slope of 1. So we could go to there, up 1, out 1, and then we can just draw our slope like that. And if we wanted to, we could say put a point 3, 3. Y equals x. Pretty simple. And then, I just randomly chose that. So now we got y equals x. All right, now that's pretty easy. Now, a lot of these graphs involve just moving y equals x. There's a number of things we can do with y equals x. We can move it up, and that'll just do that, and that would be parallel, so that's right. We can make it go at right angles, and that would be, that's supposed to go through the middle there. That would be y equals negative x. So with these slopes, if the slope is increasing from left to right, or a forehand slope, that's a positive slope. If it's decreasing from left to right, backhand slope, that's negative. So that one, y equals plus x, and y equals negative x. So we're nearing the end of our half hour. So what I'm going to do is I'll just we'll leave it there, but we'll for over the something to take away. We're going to look at, and we'll do this tomorrow. We need to go here, and we'll undo that. Y equals x plus 2. So draw y equals x plus 2 using a table of values. So draw plot, okay, y equals x plus 2. So that's what we're going to do over the half hour tomorrow, Friday. We'll go through that and see how we can do that using a table of values, similar to what I did here, and then plotting it and showing how that graph works. Y equals x plus 2. All right, this has been a maurieo presentation, recorded live in our lovely little studio in downtown Ngaruawahia, the Big Smoke in Aotearoa, New Zealand, a place where Kiwis live, in a paradise we like to call God's own country. Good night and good gardening to you all.